Hello everyone, and welcome back to SliverStar Arcade and back to Core Gang. I know this is a little bit unexpected, but I went back and I beat all the levels, did all the things. Unfortunately, I won't be able to show it to you. Some of it was kind of difficult, but in this episode, I want to show off the full complete Compendium. And we're just going to go through it one by one. It's mostly just artwork, some songs, and all that, but we're still going to go through it. Another prison room filled with lots of tiny cells. A giant artificial moon dominates the sky. It's always night in the prison, but never dark enough to sleep, or better yet, escape. It's just some artworks for the levels. There are loads of Zeeks inside the crank tank. The Squiddos work as shepherds tending the Zeeks. Their long tentacle arms are used to whip the little Zeeks around and keep them inside their areas. Like a herd of sheep, the Squiddos are usually friendly creatures and normally won't attack, but if you try to steal their Zeeks. So these guys are called Squiddos. Despite their huge head size, Come on, it's going to be like a 7-minute video. I don't need audio problems. Despite their huge head size, Moscows are not the least bit intelligent. The truth is that they don't have a brain at all. A little creature called a brainy controls them. The brainies are trained and educated by the cranks and can do nothing but fight. Sadistic, lazy creatures who love to boss others around. Huh. So they're just born without a brain, and then the glorious song.
We are the underground sisters. We fight for freedom. You fight, we all over and around. More forest weebles leader. He watches over all.
A Weeba hat. Everyone who serves in the resistance movement wears one.
Weeba, go Malphite's way and be a Weeba. Anyone with this hat on, you can be certain to trust, 'cause they are one of us. 'Cause they are one of us. Weeba! Weeba!
Rex is Mad Boy's best friend. Rex is a tiny chihuahua with a big voice. When Rex is with Mad Boy, they are the toughest friends in the hood. Rex feels like he's a giant, growling tiger who can beat anyone in a dogfight. But alone, Rex is the world's biggest scaredy cat. Even a tiny spider makes him yelp like a puppy. And we got Rex here. Morfar was once a greatly awaited scientist who worked for the Crank brothers. His 2 sets of arms made him a wonderful scientist. One set for big, heavy jobs, and the other for tiny micro adjustments. Oh, he does have 2 different sets of arms. Morfar was on the team of scientists that created the breeding process for Zeeks, when he discovered the Crank brothers' plans for making a Zook. Yeah, look at that. I didn't notice that. Alright, 1 second. Alright, there we go. That should be a bit better. Yep, we got everything here. Pixie. Pixie is the Kickstarter on the team, but she's a bit naive and doesn't think about her actions. One of her favorite things to do is climb, and when Pixie controls the core suit, its arms change into the best climbing claws ever made. So this design is quite different from wait, is it? I think it is, right? Because doesn't she wear like a blue turtleneck? Yeah. Well, I guess that can be a turtleneck, but I don't know, like the sleeves kind of make it look like a shirt on top of another shirt, but yeah. And now this is where it gets confusing.
Nobody bosses like me. Restaurant wines, lights, obey them. No time to fool around. Cause if you do, no mercy on you. Kiss your life goodbye. My few factories are producing all the guns I need. I run along my evasion plan. The world is mine any minute now. So I am speeding up. I am Tick Von Tack. Hey!
Alright, so this is where it gets confusing. Hurry, hurry, hurry. Time means Zeeks, and Zeeks are time. Tick Van Tack is the production manager at the Crank Tank. He is paranoid and thinks that he is always behind schedule, which is why he always has to look at the clock. If he can't see one, he goes mad, so he wears about 100 clocks and watches just to be sure. Okay, so this says Tick Von Tack. This says Tick Van Tack. At the start of the song, he sings Tick Von Tack. And at the end of the song, he sings Tick Van Tack. So the game can't figure out which is which. I go with Tick Van Tack makes sense because of the clocks. However, see that says Tick Van Tack, that end of the song. This says Tick Van Tack, and the manual says Tick Van Tack. So that's what I went with, although Tick Van Tack makes more sense. Also, I do like that you can listen to all the music. Mad Boy is not the sharpest tool in the shed, but he is definitely the most charming and caring. If anyone puts their hands on his best friends Rex and Pixie, you can be sure he will be there to protect them. The big secret is that he has a crush on Pixie, but is too shy to show it, and she is too naive to even give it a second thought. See, I really do think they intended for Mad Boy to be the main character, and then somewhere along being stuck in production hell, they switched it up. Because on the box art, he's like center stage and looks like really confident, and of course he has his different design, right? The blue and the markings make it seem more adult and sophisticated as opposed to the red shirt with a stripe going to the side that makes it more childlike. So I really do think Mad Boy was originally supposed to be the main character, and then it switched over to Pixie being kind of like the jump starter for everything. The Nerdo scientists try all sorts of crazy methods to turn cute Zeeks into evil Zooks. All around the lab, you'll see Nerdos doing experiments on Zeeks. The scientists use an electro attack to fight the core gang. But here they're called Lab Thing, not Nerdos. Ivan is the best body ball player of this century. He's fast, he's furious, he's got a big mouth, and he's perforated. Ivan the Inflatable, number 13. See, I think there was supposed to be more with him, because I thought he was like an attraction or amusement attraction of some kind. It's like, hey, that's you, Ivan the Inflatable. Like, what's Body Ball? Like, they could have had like a mini game revolving around that or something, right? I want to say this game should have got more time, but it took 10 years to come out, so. Dr. Samuelson is referred to as the Loony Doctor, but what they don't know is that he has a secret underground laboratory in an abandoned subway just below his home. A secret trapdoor in his wardrobe leads directly down to the weird laboratory, packed with all the zany inventions he has worked on and still does. This is where he keeps the core suit. Weird. And here we go. My favorite guy.
I am Hunter Bunter, the king of guns. Everything I want belongs to me. I've got a vast collection that range from laser guns to weapons that destroy the world. Like this one, a liquid cool
free. Its telescoping interface connects with my bionic eye, and it makes sure I'll never miss. He won't miss. He will never miss. You worthless piece of crap. A six-pack missile launcher with auto aim. Velocity and speed makes the rockets rock. The laser-guided mechanism and auto-homing target pack make sure the missiles never miss. That this time, he will never miss. What is the matter with these guns? A super automatic wide-range gun spits the multi-cluster bombs around. Its diamond-sharpened razor shrapnel cuts the target just like butter, reassures an instant death. Instant death! Now it's time to die!
I love that. Hunter Bunter is obsessed with weapons. He would sell his old grandma to get the latest laser blaster. Hunter Bunter considers himself a cool, tough guy, like an extra evil version of Dirty Harry. He wants all the latest weapons, and he wants them right away. The more devastating and larger the guns, the more he wants them. And then this weird thing. Keyman is a mechanical creature created by the Crank brothers. He takes care of all the doors and locks in the crank tank. He thinks it's a very important job and is very proud of himself. Actually, he thinks he's the king of locks. The bland, annoying Keyman. I like that one. The high-security prison is a castle-like building guarded by cannon turrets and mean moss cows, created to jail the most valuable prisoners. High up in the castle towers where you find Dr. Samuelson imprisoned. Yeah. Oh, and see, there's his, there's the other core suit that we heard about. I don't know if we actually saw it in the cutscene or not. I'm surprised there's nothing in there with Hunter Bunter talking about how he's actually, like, somewhat good. Right? Because they alluded to that in the game when he got a hand of the core suit, and the core suit kind of like molds to like what you're good at. So like Pixie's good at climbing, Mad Boy's good at fighting, Rex is a dog, and he shot out like a bomb that shots out candy, and then when, you know, when the core gang says thank you, he like gets all, you know, he starts blushing and he's like, he's happy he could help, right? So, when they mention, like, he thinks he's a tough guy, I feel like they could have written in something like, but, you know, he has a heart of gold, or something like that. Speaking of, what the hell would Samuelson's stuff be? Like, clearly we don't get to see it because it's been ripped out, but with how he talks, I don't think I want to know. Joe, I thought his name was George, huh? Joe is a huge robot monkey constructed by Morphar to help the Weebas move between the different rooms in the crank tank. Joe can climb the walls of the crank tank like a rocket. Though he may have the intellect of a 3-year-old, he climbs as fast as the wind. Intellect of a 3-year-old, you say? Huh. Gorgul is a giant monster with a huge appetite. He eats nearly everything, from soap to cars. He is kept against his will in the kill arena, where Slim Bob pits gladiators against him. Of course, nobody ever defeats Gorgul, and the audience loves it. Is the core gang going to be the first to beat him? Not really. So this kind of implies that he was... Ugh, why? Why would you draw that? Anyways, this kind of implies that he was originally supposed to be a boss fight as opposed to just a level, because you never actually fight him. There's a cutscene where you get eaten, then you play through the level which is inside his stomach, and then when you get out, and like you fight his tongue inside of his body, and then when you get out, he's asleep, and you kind of just scurry away. This creature has had its belly replaced with a steel stomach. Constant indigestion makes it irritable and malevolent. In addition to a steel stomach, some of these booms have a gun that can pop out of their belly buttons and shoot slimy gastric acid. Huh. I'm curious of something. Oops, nope. Nope. Huh. Oops, alright, let's go back. Alright, wait, did I miss any here? Oh, yep, I did go too far. Alright. The Zook lab is one of the most important rooms to the Cranks. This is where they carry out research on the powerful Zooks. Yep, I didn't really like this level. The dark underbelly of the Crank Cannon is protected by Hunter Bunter. Kick his ass. This game is rated E. I didn't think you were allowed to say stuff like that in an E-rated game. But what do I know? This level was kind of cool. Yeah, there's an entire, like, you can't see it here, but there's like an entire top section, like, over here in the actual level that, like, you can climb and swing across, and it's where, like, 20 Zeeks are. This is a very weird transportation device that the Cranks use to get around. Maybe you can sneak your way onto it like a hobo. I don't think you ever actually... Clockwork train. I don't know if you ever actually get on this thing. Oh wait, no, unless it's the flying machine that flies through, like, the air, like, at the end of the level. But other than that, I don't think you ever actually use this thing. Welcome to Dr. Oon's prison world. Hundreds of prisoners are locked up in here. It's a world created entirely out of rusty metal. A gigantic environment in which everything has been formed into cell blocks. You can see and hear distressed prisoners calling from inside their cells and cages. And this is... oh yeah, this is the one where you have to turn all the scary heads. This is a pretty small room with Tick Van Tack's clock tower at the center. From the clock tower, Tick Van Tack can control and check on all his workers. He has a clock screen in the clock tower that displays the 2 different production plants at the clockworks. To get into the clock tower, you have to bust the machinery at the 2 plants. Oh, that would explain why there was 2 clockworks levels. The Brainies are trained and educated by the Cranks and can do nothing but fight. They are sadistic, lazy creatures who love to boss others around, who take great pleasure in sucking up to their own bosses and take credit for other people's work. They love working for the Crank Corporation and wouldn't think of doing anything else in the world. And here we go for another one.
I feel good, I wanna feel good forever. There has been a mighty change. Funky beats, dabba dabba dooba da da. Oh, this makes me feel so cool. Dance with me, sing along to Dr. Roon's song. Everybody clap your hands, stamp your feet, sway to the rhythm of love. Love and peace, the only way to freedom. Together we can reach the skies. No more wars, dabba-dabba-doo-ba-da-da. Love will make the world go round. Feel the beat, groove the funk. Hold your hands, love the dance. Feel the trance, throw your guns, hug the trees, love your friends! I feel good. I want to feel good forever.
Dr. Oon loves no one. He hates everything. He hates poorlings. He hates humans. He hates his brothers. And he really hates his life. Dr. Oon's only pleasure in life is to torture others, which sometimes cheers him up, but only for a little bit.
The only way to freedom. Together we can reach the skies.
See, something tells me that's not exactly true, considering that this is his happy memory. It's the mega huge, super evil Zook cannon, filled to the brim with 10,000 tons of screaming Zooks, and it's just about to fire. When you walk around on the towers at the center of the cannon, you'll have a magnificent and scary view of the madness. Oh yeah, you can see the little Zook arms bursting out at the seams. Or no, they're all supposed to be in there. So what is this? Just a really hairy contraption? The crank cannon. See, this is called the Zook cannon, but here it's called the crank cannon. Also, the cranks are a corporation? That doesn't really seem right. Oh my god, these guys. Evil birds get flying machines and a cannon implanted just after birth. This is a cultural thing, and they're very strict about this ritual. The cannon in the head affects their thinking, and they become very aggressive. So whenever you hear their attack sound, run away or... Oh, whoops. So these birds are sentient enough to modify themselves. So first off, these metal birds give birth, so they're not robots, they're biological in nature. Then they modify themselves, and they do this of their own volition, because it's a cultural thing for them. I 100% thought this was just, Hunter Bunter just going crazy, like, yes, I'll turn this bird into a gun! Evil crank bird, yeah, bane of my existence. Ugh. He's a greedy creature with an appetite for Zeke eggs. He may have skinny arms and legs, but he can be very dangerous. When he attacks, metal bones pop out of his back and he rolls against you. He is really fat and weighs a lot, so watch out because he can easily squish you. Does he not have a name? Ugh, he's hairy. Ugh, no, I don't like looking at that. But yeah, so this guy just doesn't have a name. You couldn't think of a name to give him, and I'm gonna stop. The Zook lab is filled with crazy instruments and weird machines. Stressed out scientists run around in their white coats trying to figure out the secrets behind the Zeeks. Several strange-looking Zeeks float around in some goo-filled jars. Failed experiments that were not entirely transformed into Zooks. So that's what those are. Zook Lab prototype jar. That's unfortunate, I guess. There is hard work going on here in the Zeke gardens. All the workers have to constantly harvest Zeke eggs and bring them to the Zook Lab. They also have to take care of the ancient tree and see that it is properly watered. This is pretty. These things have names, but the Rolly guys don't. A mechanical dog. Oh, sorry about that. Will attack Mad Boy and Pixie, but adoringly follows Rex around. Created by the Cranks to patrol the crank tank, they are very much like real dogs. Too much, in fact. So, these guys are fully mechanical. But the mechanical birds are biological and give birth. Whoops, wrong one. A plant that spits. Those evil scientists in the Zook lab create lots of dreadful creatures to enslave the workers in the Zeke gardens. Zeke garden spit plant. So these were genetically bred and modified plants. See what I mean? There's so much like extra story and lore that's very easily could have made a kick-ass kids cartoon. A flying fish? Moves like a bird, but looks like a fish. They pick stuff up to transport it to various locations throughout the crank tank. You never know where these creatures are off to next. That's all we get? Also, it doesn't really seem like it's them doing the flying, because they got this. But, see, I really wish we got more about these guys, because these guys are kind of unexplained. And this guy showed up for like 5 seconds and then left. Slim, yeah. Slim Bob is the master of ceremonies at the arena who presents Gorgul and his opponents. He owns Gorgeous Gorgul, a huge menacing monster that eats poor soldiers like peanuts to the cheers of the crowds gone wild. Unfortunately, Mad Boy and Pixie are pitted against him and get eaten. Yeah, he kind of disappears after that. Oh, he's got 3 eyes. Moss cows love these thingies. They call them tractors. Yeah, look at that. Just these things are annoying. I don't think you can break them. The moon from the cell blocks. We never understood why the Crank brothers installed it. At least it offers some light in this dark hole of agony. When it says we, who is that referring to? Is that referring to us, the player? Is that referring to Samuel, the doctor? Or is that referring to the core gang themselves? Regardless, it's kind of nice. It really does remind me of that moon we blew up in Lost in Random. Okay, so we're towards the... Whoops, no. Oh, I can just do this instead of having the point. Oh, that's so much easier. Oh, that's so much easier. Morfar has a huge monitor wall in his hideout and can watch everything that goes on inside the ship. Yeah. The edges are very similar, but have different layouts, and the weather gets worse the higher you go. There is even a snow blizzard. Oh, don't get me started on this level. Workers' Village. It's a place to sleep and have fun. The houses they live in are not the spiffiest, but they are cozy and cheerful. The environment is green and overgrown with plants and trees from their homeland. They have tried to make this area cozy and similar to where they came from. Oh, so the Cranks don't actually run this area. Well, they probably do, but the workers try to make it cozy. Except for those piranhas who we never see in-game. Ooh. The maze is a sinister labyrinth of stacked cells and traps made as an evil experiment by Dr. Und. The maze was also created to keep intruders from getting to the best guarded prison, the high security prison. Yeah, well, it didn't really work. Like, the only reason I even got slightly quote unquote stuck in this level is because I couldn't find that last Zeke. Oh, look at that guy over there in the purple. Was there any of this scribbling actually in the level? I would imagine not. What are you? This is a turn arm bot from the Zook lab. We haven't figured out what their real use is, but Pixie can probably climb on them pretty well. What? Oh! Oh, this is the guy who we jump from hand to hand and he extends upwards. That's okay. Yeah, he's very different from early Concept 2 game. You enter a very happy and joyful looking world. It's bright and colorful, a real contrast to the dark sewers. Workers' Village is where all the alien workers live. Alien? I thought they were from underground. It's where they relax when not working hard for the Crank Brothers. Yeah, this was the first level where I missed something and had to go back. What is this? Oh, this is inside. The skin of Gorgul's stomach is thin, and the lighting at the kill arena manages to shine a soft light through it. Strange glowworms swim around in the stomach acid. Watch out, they might attack. I don't know if that was ever actually the case. But there was one part of his stomach which was very interesting, where you could actually see the next level. Like, you could see the arena outside of his stomach. Like, I don't know if it was his belly button or something else. I wish I had a postcard of this to send to my friends in Rhode Island. Mad Boy. Huh. Medi-Zeeks are like Zeeks, but provide health instead of energy. If the core gang's health is low, all they have to do is pick up a green Medi-Zeek and their health level will rise. Medi-Zeeks hover in the air instead of running around in packs. Huh. Medi as in like medicine and medicinal. Okay, so I guess we finally get to see what those are. There's no way it's taking me... Whoa! There's no way it's taking me this long to get through all this. The Crank tank has traveled far and wide. A ship of this size obviously generates a lot of junk. But the Cranks are smart. Instead of throwing it all away, they recycle it. Huh. Down in the scrap heap, they have recycling plants that take the junk and melt it into a liquid paste. This junk paste is then used up in Tick Van Tack's clockworks to create the little brainy creatures that control the Moscows. Wait, so the brainy creatures that don't look metallic at all are creations, but the metallic birds are real. You know, I don't know. I think a lot of these entries for the concept art might have been afterthoughts. But, yeah, oh, whoops. Oh, yeah, look at there. See, it says Dr. S, and it shows Dr. Samuelson's face. So when it refers to we, it's definitely Dr. Samuelson. That does raise a question. Why is it not in the first person when referring to it? Huh. Anyways, I can't believe that took me that long. I thought it was just going to be like 7 minutes, but nope. So that is everything you get from 100% in the game. Was it worth it? I mean, I'm kind of upset that in 100% in the game, I am left with more questions than answers. And I know none of those questions, answers, or experiences will be expanded upon because I don't think this game did that well. I think it did okay, considering that it was a game on the Wii that no one ever knew about from a studio whose only project before this never made it to market. Anyways, I do like how the 4 songs you can still listen to, right? So, yeah. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope you like this. I don't know if there's going to be another video today, or if this is going to be the video for today that this uploads. I'm not sure yet, but I'm sure we'll figure it out. So, until next time, thank you all so much for watching, and as always, stay safe, have fun, and have a great day.
I am Hunter Bunter, the king of guns. Everything I want belongs to me. I've got a vast collection that range from laser guns to bombs to weapons that destroy the world. Like this one, a liquid-cooled and silenced short-range gun. The automatic trigger is safety-free. Its telescoping interface connects with my bionic eye, and it makes sure I'll never miss. He won't miss. He will never miss. You worthless piece of crap!